It's been a year since I closed on my first house. Looking back, here are three things I wish I did and three things I'm glad I did. Number one, I wish I saved up more money for the rehab instead of using debt. I went ahead and used Home Depot's project loan. They give you 6 months of interest only payments, and then after 6 months, you're gonna have to start paying back uh, what you borrowed. And I believe the amount that you can borrow depends on your credit and other factors as well. It was all good until the 6 months ended and we had to start paying it back. So, uh, 1 year of interest payments, it all adds up. So, I kind of wish I saved up a little bit more and paid for some of that rehab in cash. Number two, I wish I hired more people during the renovation. I was still working a full time job at the same time I was renovating. It was very rough on my body, on my relationships with my friends and family. I was working all the time. I would wake up at 6 in the morning, start hammering away at the renovation, and then in the afternoons and the evenings, I would go to work and I would come back from work around 9 or 10 and work until 12, sometimes 1 in the morning, get up at 6 in the morning, and go right back at it again. And sometimes having that rest, that peace of mind, um, letting go of that stress by hiring other people, even if it costs you some money, I think it's definitely worth it. So I wish I would have hired more people during the renovation. Number three, I wish I researched the after repair value of my house before purchasing it. That's basically an estimate of what your home would be worth after you fix it up. And that would depend on many different factors of where your home is located and how it's compared with the other houses in the market. And you can contact a real estate professional that can help you decide and calculate and figure out what the after repair value of your home is. The reason why I wish I made that calculation and did a more in depth research is because that would help me determine what to fix in my house, how much money is worth dumping into my house in the renovation, and in the end, that will help me determine whether it's all worthwhile to renovate the house. Again, you can consult a real estate professional. Now that I've explained the three things I wish I did, I'm gonna share with you three things I'm glad I did. Number one, I'm glad that I purchased home warranty because almost all major appliances, including HVAC, is past its life expectancy. And the previous owners who lived in my house, they were here for, I want to say, 40 years. That's a long time. So we knew right away, and they disclosed it to us, that a lot of the major appliances were past its life expectancy. And sure enough, when we moved in, the water heater went out, the HVAC started leaking. We actually had to we had to call in our water heater twice. So getting the home warranty saved us a lot of money. Number two, I'm glad I bought a crappy house because I was able to force appreciate the property, which means I was able to add value to it, add some equity, and that equity benefited me when I ended up refinancing the home. If I bought a home that was move-in ready, then it would have been hard for me to kind of figure out where I could add value to it to make my home, make the price of my home more expensive. Last but not least, number three, I'm glad I went with an FHA loan because with an FHA loan, you're only required to put 3.5% down. With the low down payment, I was able to use the rest of my cash to pay for the rehab, pay for the holding costs while we were renovating the house, pay for the mortgage during that time before we got renters and the Airbnb going, and just using that money for something else so it's not tied up in the house. So I'm glad that I used the FHA loan. If you don't know what the FHA loan is, you can contact one of our mortgage professionals here at Carlisle Realty. Those are the three things I wish I did and the three things I'm glad I did. If you have any questions about home ownership, buying a home, mortgage loans, go ahead and leave your comments below, and I will have one of our real estate professionals answer them. Thank you.